When starting a business, you will be faced with competition. Now, in this episode, I want to share with you why listening to your peers and competitors can really
make a difference.
Hello, I'm your host Casino. I'm a digital alchemist, and this episode is episode number 3 of a module dedicated to the after launch phase of starting your business. So if you haven't seen the first 2 videos, I invite you to check the playlist in the description of this episode. And by the way, this module is the 5th and last module of a course dedicated to take you from the burning desire to become your own boss to actually launching your business. So you will also find a link to the full course playlist in the description of this episode. So, Kay, why should I listen to my peers when they are the
enemy, my competitors that want to eat shares of my business?
Well, first of all, let's correct this mindset. Yes, there are competitors that do not play by the rules, but they're not the majority. If you find your own niche and keep working smarter towards the quality of your products and services, there is a place for you and your business, and sharing knowledge and best practices with your peers can tremendously help your business. Let me give you an example. When doing website creation freelancing, I joined a business meetup group, and in this group, there was someone representing an IT company offering IT security and small business IT services. He never explicitly talked about website development, but I knew that he had a team of 4 developers and that they could develop pretty much anything from web apps to mobile apps to full-blown software applications. Now, because we had the right mindset, we decided to collaborate and share knowledge instead of leading a silent war. And that was so beneficial because he needed my input on design, communication, and project management, and I needed his technical expertise and workforce for larger projects that could not be handled by a one-person type of company. So what happened was that we agreed that I'd give him feedback on the project that he was actively developing, and on the other hand, he and his team would be partners when I'd be contracted for larger projects. And it didn't last long before I brought him customers for projects that I could not have handled alone, and on the other way around, for him to send me customers that better fitted my services than his. And eventually we started collaborating on shared projects. So not only was it beneficial in terms of customers, but also in terms of projects because I've had the opportunity to work on larger projects with a full-blown team. Plus the fact that you feel much more confident when you are dealing with potential customers that want complex solutions, and you know that you won't have to spend time researching a new team each and every time and risk your reputation. On the other hand, he felt relieved to have an expert in communication that he could work with whenever a project that required those skills came up. And I believe that we both benefited a lot from each other's experience of having related businesses.
Win-win situation.
See, with the right mindset, what could have been a useless competition turned into a great partnership. Now, I understand that this is not always possible since some people do not play by the rules, but if you don't try and build such healthy relationships with your peers, you will never know. Now, let's imagine that you have a graphic design freelancing business and that you've tried but that your local competitors do not have the correct mindset. What should you do then? Well, as developed in the previous video about listening to your community, I would use the power of the internet to connect with peers on the other side of the planet. I would join a Facebook group or a dedicated online forum, and I would start hanging there and helping people out with my own experience. Then, after a little while, you get to know and appreciate people, and at that point, I would connect with like-minded fellow graphic designers from other countries. I would join international conferences if financially possible and connect as much as possible until I have my own network of peers that I can rely on and share knowledge with. Because let's face it, more than likely there will always be someone with more experience than you, and their experience can help you not experience the pain that they had to go through themselves. Just imagine the first man that discovered fire and put his hand in it to see what it felt like. Well, if you came second and saw the man screaming with a melting hand, you'd have 2 solutions here. Either inquire what happened and take it from there, or completely ignore him and just put your hand in the fire too. Now, just imagine that instead of 1 man, you saw a group of 10 men screaming, all having the same injuries on their hands. On the other hand, imagine the same group of men eating apples for the first time and apparently enjoying the discovery. Well, there's a good chance that you'd feel confident enough to go and have some yourself. That's the power of having a network of peers. You benefit from the group's experience and you contribute yours. There is also a benefit that I didn't mention yet, but that is essential: the human component. Because if your peers play by the rules and connect with you, at the bare minimum, you will experience healthy business relationships and more business both ways. But sometimes you may even make friendships that would have never happened otherwise. Now, think about it. Many of your peers went through the same life decisions, struggles, and hardships that you went through. Maybe they also have a partner or family that they don't spend enough time with, and maybe, just maybe, they found ways to address those situations through their experience, and now they can help you make your life and the life of your loved ones better. Because before we are business owners, we are human beings with our share of joys, hardships, and challenges. And even though we have families and friends, they may not always understand what we go through, especially if they never had a business themselves. I've already talked about it before, but I did not come from an entrepreneur-minded family, so it was tough for me to get support when I experienced my first entrepreneurial aspirations. What I should have done then is hang around with entrepreneurs to catch their mindset and learn from their experience, but then again, nobody around me seemed to have that spirit. We've all had this friend that genuinely thinks that he's doing you a favor by telling you things like, stop dreaming and go and get a boring job, but a regular job, so that you get your salary at the end of each month.
Yeah, right.
Now, let me make this clear. There's nothing wrong with being an employee. Great companies are nothing without great employees. But if you've got the entrepreneurship bug, even if you are a great employee, you know that eventually your goal is to fly on your own. Sometimes I just try to imagine what this friend would have said to the first man to ever attempt to fly an airplane, the Wright brothers. Probably something along the lines of, flying is for birds. You are men. You're gonna die. Just keep walking and you'll do just fine. And if they had listened to him, we'd probably still be traveling on big cargo ships that take months from one continent to another, and your Amazon orders would read something like, purchase before noon and get it delivered in 2 months only. So, to sum it up, listening to your peers and actively developing healthy relationships with them comes with many benefits. The experience that you may be lacking, more business for you and for them, possible partnerships that can take your businesses to higher levels, the power of a network to address complex situations, and quality friendships with people that actually understand where you're coming from. So I hope that this video helped you realize the importance of listening to your peers and developing healthy relationships with them. Now, question of the day. What are your good and bad experiences with your peers and competitors? Let me know in the comments, and by the way, you will find the companion blog post on my website gesino.com, and of course the direct link is in the description of this episode. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please like it as it really helps growing this channel, and if you know someone that could benefit from it, please share it now. If you're not yet a subscriber, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel and smash the notification bell so that you don't miss anything. Now, if you want to brand, market, and grow your business in the digital age, then make sure you subscribe to my email newsletter so that you never miss your share of digital alchemy, as well as tips, tools, services, and case studies that can help you grow your business online. So that's it for this episode. I hope to see you around. And in the meantime, don't forget to invest
In your success.